What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for understanding that YouTube is now run by AI. Well, it is allowing general discussions about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, educational content, and NFT projects. We're allowed to go over the news, we're allowed to talk about the price action, all of that, but in no way is this video a promise, promotion, suggestion, recommendation, or guarantee of any kind. It is just you and I talking about what's going on in the crypto market. I was going to start with the article, but let's start with the price action, okay? Bitcoin sitting at $67,381, looking good. Ethereum bouncing off recent $1,800 per coin levels to 2019. And of course, if you come in here and look at the price action for Shiba Inu coin, this is an hourly chart. That's a 30-minute chart. On an hourly chart here, Shiba Inu coin is doing something very impressive. It's starting to bounce back up above these moving averages. And it's actually up above the 200-hour moving average, which is a very strong sign. Just briefly have we passed up above those levels, and we did that here back at, I would say, the beginning of February, and we went on a nice little run from 575 points per coin to 726 points per coin. Prior to that, Shiba Inu coin bounced up above those levels at the beginning of January when it went from 600 points per coin all the way up to 1,000 points per coin. So it's a very, let me put it this way, it's a shorter term strong bullish indicator, because an hourly chart, you're really only using that if you're trading short term. A lot of people use the daily charts if they're going to be looking at longer term trades or holds, and we are still clearly very, very far away from the 200-day moving average, which is about 960 points per coin. So we're going to have to watch and see if Shiba Inu coin is able to break those levels, but a lot of people are optimistic. Let's see what these analysts are saying here. It says meme coin markets are back in focus, and renewed speculation around Shiba Inu coin's cycle targets structural developments for Dogecoin, are drawing trader attention, even as both assets retreat under broader Bitcoin-led pressure. Well, that pressure seems to be fading today, and we're starting to see some gains. So Shiba Inu coin currently trades around 615 points per coin. At the time that I'm recording, 630 points per coin. So doing a little bit better. Up 3% in 24 hours. Up, what is it up today? Up about 5% at the time that I'm recording this. So still doing better than when they wrote this article. The decline carries a no coin-specific catalyst. Shiba Inu coin is moving in lockstep with Bitcoin, and a pattern analyst describes the classic beta-driven selling. Without a fresh ecosystem trigger, price action remains reactive rather than directional. Now, I don't think that the ecosystem for Shiba Inu coin is going to have anything to do, especially anymore, with the price action of Shiba Inu coin. Okay? We've seen Cal, Lucy, that Mazrael guy, Shitoshi, they've all given up on Shiba Inu coin, okay? You saw that the bear market has destroyed them. They no longer build for the ecosystem. They no longer believe in cryptocurrency. They've all scattered. They're all doing their own things now. Shitoshi's out there trying to start his own religion. It's very weird, okay? I'm not going to focus on that. I am going to focus on Shiba Inu coin being a speculative meme coin. And I am going to, I guess, plant that seed now. Watch how they return when Shiba Inu coin does well. Watch how they come out of nowhere talking about all of the glorious things that they have done when Shiba Inu coin begins to spike up. Guys, we have been in a prolonged state of extreme fear. The fear and extreme fear has basically taken place all of 2025 and throughout 2026 so far. We have not seen a greedy situation, and when that greed returns, the buys will return. And when the buys return, the prices will rise. And you watch how fast these bears change their mind, change their attitude, and disappear. And you watch how fast the bulls come back out of nowhere. Look, it is not easy to show up every single day when it seems as though you're going to get punched in the gut again and again and again. But dude, for some reason, you are still here. Look, I don't know if you like the pain or not, but I know that you are still here. Look around you, man. There's really nobody else left standing. You and I We've made it through. Now, I don't know what tomorrow brings. We might have to walk through the dirt again. But we're going to continue walking. We're going to continue moving forward. We're not going to give up. We're not going to turn back. And it is going to be so, so nice. Now, moving on in the article, it says that a widely circulated forecast projects a cycle peak for Shiba Inu coin between 3,000 and 5,000 points per coin by late 2026. That would represent a gain of roughly 300 to 700% from the current levels. The projection has reignited debate among traders as to whether such targets are grounded in fundamentals or solely driven by cycle optimism. Well, look, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. It's driven by cycle optimism. Shiba Inu coin doesn't have any fundamentals. Crypto, even Bitcoin, doesn't have any fundamentals. You know, when somebody asks me, what's the value of a cryptocurrency? What's the value of Bitcoin? You get a lot of these old guys out there, you know, they ask you, well, it has no value. Well, there is some value to decentralized finance, right? I put a value on that. I don't know how to quantify it. And I'm sure some guys that are smarter than me can probably try. But there is a value in decentralized finance. No central authority ruling over, no central authority able to go in and dictate decisions, no central authority able to just flip the switch and shut it off. Bitcoin is a decentralized monster at this point that cannot be slayed. You would have to turn the power off across the entire globe if you wanted to stop Bitcoin. I could run my computer right now and validate the blockchain if I wanted to. It would be slow. It would be very, very slow. But as long as there's one guy with electricity and an internet connection somewhere in the world, Bitcoin will live on. That, to me, has value. How much? Quantify it? I can't, right? But nonetheless, so there's no fundamental value to Shiba Inu coin and its rise. It is a meme coin. It is very speculative. And the beauty in that is that when greed, it's very emotional. When greed returns is when you typically see the largest spikes. 300, 700%, I have no idea. And neither do the analysts that are looking at this, and neither do the reporters that are reporting this. We take it one day at a time. We move forward and we buy projects that we believe in. I want to know what you guys are interested in. Let me know down in the comments below.